Hey everybody, Judy here from My Divine Angel Reading. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the difference between when you're reading someone's cards and you go by the book meaning and or your intuition. You do not have to have any kind of psychic development, intuition, anything like that in order to read cards. If you want a really, really good reading by a professional who's in tune, I'm going to explain to you here the difference as to what you get out of the cards when you just read the book meaning versus when you allow your intuition to come in. All right, so as I was saying, there's two different ways that you could. I gotta look here. I keep doing that. Okay, so like I was saying, there's two different ways that you could read cards. You can totally memorize the card meanings and read the little flip book that comes with it, or you can go with your intuition. And I'm going to show you some examples here of readings that I've done for people and how my intuition or even how your intuition will speak to you when you're doing a reading. So the first one I'm going to show you here, there was a guy I was reading and the Queen of Pentacles came up, okay? So this represents a person in his life, a female, and now I have no idea who, female, what, you would have no idea. It represents a woman who has money, who's financially secure, who's gone through life and set herself up where she needs to be, and now she's benefiting from the steps that she took and now enjoying her financial freedom and success. That's what the book meaning is. Now, when you go into your intuition, what came to me was, if you look at it, it kind of looks like her legs are wobbly. And so that's the first thing that came to me. It's the first thought that comes to you, or what stands out to you when you read a card. So because I'm so artsy, I'm very I see things, just clairvoyant. So the first thing that I noticed here, what stood out to me when my intuition kicks in, is it looks like she's wearing a skirt and it's all wobbly. And then the next thing that came to me was wobbly legs. And then it was like she can't stand very well, or she's old, or she has a hard time walking. And then right away he was like, yeah, he's like, my mother, she can't walk very well. She needs a cane and da-da-da-da-da. And so just looking at that, there's different pieces of the cards that will jump out to you. And you need to go in the flow and follow through with it. So another example here, this card right here, okay, the Three of Pentacles. It has to do with like making money, and creating, the ability to create and make your own money in creative ways. What I got out of this card was, if you look at the furnace here, the fire part just kept, it would not let go. It just kept jumping and jumping, and I told her, I'm like, I feel fire. Lot of fire, like, wow, like things are really hot and heated up and not good. And I told her, I said, I can't, like, there's anger going on, there's resentment going on. The card does not, this card does not mean anything to do with any of that, but that's the first thing that was really standing out to me. And I was talking to her about anger and having to find a creative avenue. And then you could see here, there's a chain here. The chain jumped out to me, and I immediately felt like being bogged down or weighed down in a bad situation, and having to find a creative. And then the next thing, the pipe, and it made me think, okay, you need to find, there's a lot of anger and fierce, fiery things going on here, and you need to find a creative outlet to get all this rage and fire. And I'm like, what the hell is up with the fire? I'm like, did you have a fire at your house? And she told me that her husband is a firefighter and he had an affair. So that's where the fire comes in, and her with her anger and her rage. This card has nothing, the meaning has nothing, the book meaning has nothing to do with that. Give you another example here. I did a reading, actually it was a couple days ago, and this card came up, okay? And it was actually upside down. So if you learn tarot, they have two different meanings. So when it's right side up, it means one thing. When it's upside down, it means another. So the Page of Pentacles is a young person who, when I look at it the way it's a person. It represents a young person, a young adult, who wants some money or wants you to spend money on them. And when it's upside down, it's that person wants you to spend a lot of money on him. Like, we're not talking, let's go to Starbucks and buy me a fancy schmancy coffee. No, we're talking like thousands of dollars, like college or a huge medical bill or money. So again, I would have no idea who this person is in their life. Your intuition kicks in. So what stood out to me in this card here was the feet. I'm like, the feet? What is the feet? What am I getting? And like, you actually have to ask yourself, what does this mean? And then right away I got walking. Okay, that doesn't, fill me in some more. Like, what? All right, this kid doesn't want to walk. His feet, he's tired, he doesn't want to walk. And then right away, when I asked my intuition, please tell me what the frick the feet mean, instantly I got, he wants you to buy him a car. That's, this card does not mean buy somebody a car. But my intuition went in and told me, you know, and I looked at her, I said, this young, and it felt to me like a male, a boy. And I said, he wants you to buy him a car. And she laughed, and she's like, yeah, my son is taking his driver's license test in 2 weeks, and he is expecting me to buy him a car just like I did for my daughter. But again, Page of Pentacles, the book meaning does not mean go buy your kid a car. I'll give you another example here. Somebody, I was reading, a male that I was reading, this is one of the cards that came up for him, the Magician. Now, the book meaning is, you know, you have all the tools and everything that you would need to create anything you want in your life. You can think of it, a magician makes things happen, surprises and stuff like that. So, you know, just going by the book meaning, okay, this guy can create and do anything that he wants in his life. He totally has the power, the tools, the knowledge, everything to do in order to do that. But what was really standing out to me in his reading was the long hair. Okay, so right away I got old man. Him in an older age. Excuse me. And the other thing that stood out to me was the eyes. The eyes would just not leave me alone. I'm like, the eyes. I'm like, this is showing me you as an old man with like these mesmerizing, you know, bedroom eyes, like, come here, let me do what I want with you. And he started laughing and he was like, oh my God, really? I'm like, yeah. And here it turns out that's kind of like what he does in his personal life right now. He likes to give women the bedroom eyes to get him to do, you know, what young people do. But again, the card doesn't, that's not what the book meaning of the card is. So, yeah, just a general example. When you're reading cards, it's just there's certain things that jump out at you. One last and final example here. Okay, this right here, the Queen of Cups. There was one woman I was reading, and this was the card that came up that represented her. But I felt like when I was doing her reading, it was like all over the place. It was like squirrel, dog, cat, rabbit. And I was like, wait a minute, this did, no. Like, my brain was just going all over the place. And I told her, I'm like, you need to give me a minute here because I'm just feeling all over. And she was like, yeah, I'm sorry. That's my personality. It's just, she's like that. So I was picking up on her energy. Okay, we established that. Let me chill it and calm it down a little bit. And then the whole reading went into her calming herself and how to stop her brain from jumping all over the place. And what spoke to me in this card was, it looks like she's inhaling something. Now, I told her, I said, the message that I'm getting is you need to smell stuff. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm like, that's what I'm getting. You need to smell things, inhale things, whether it's candles, oils, lotions, whatever. And she started cracking up. And I was like, all right, what is it? And she's like, I have this candle that I have to smell every time I get stressed out. So, but like I said, there's no, that card does not mean go smell stuff. And helping with your intuition, you have to go with the first thing that jumps out to you, speaks to you, stands out to you. And like I said, with the whole feet thing, sorry about that, my phone rang. I guess I gotta remember to put it on airplane mode when I'm making these videos. But anyway, like the feet, you know, if I'm sitting there doing a reading for someone and I say feet, and I'm like, feet, what does feet mean? Like, sometimes you have to go through this conversation in your head, but you have to run with your first instinct, your first impression, your first thought. That's how you go with your intuition. Once you start questioning it and second guessing it, that's when everything just goes to hell in a handbasket. So, but yeah, you really, if you want to read your cards for yourself, just pull your cards, focus on an intent, what you want answers to, and then pull a card. There's all different kinds of ways that you can, different spreads and different things you can do. But when you're working with someone who uses their intuition, all the examples that I just showed you, that's how your intuition works. You don't question it, don't second guess it. Allow the information to come in. So with that being said, I hope that helped clear up a little bit. Maybe if like you're a beginner wanting to learn how to read cards or read them for other people, always just see what speaks to you and what comes through. It's kind of like, if you want to totally work with your intuition, look at the cards, and then it's like a book, okay? It's like a book with no words. Look at the card, look at the picture, and then just create that book based on, like, write a story. If someone to say, I need you to write a book and write me a book about this photo, it's the same thing, the same concept. That's how you use your intuition. So, like I said, with that being said, I gotta wrap it up here. I gotta go get my daughter at the bus stop. So, if this helped you at all, please give it a blah blah. If it helped you at all, please give it a thumbs up. Questions, comments, any little tidbits that you want to share, feel free to post them below. So, all right, I will see you guys.